Alright, welcome back to another episode. This one we're going to be doing the racing simulator handbrake modification, full DIY spec. Make sure you check this one out, it's going to be freaking sick. Roll that intro.
Tell me, is it whack up in the air? Rapping scattered off the gear. I can map him, get it, yeah. It's like a tracker, get distracted, send him back like in the mail. Not a fraction of them real. Catch him lacking, run the drill. Running through the shit like a motherfucking dage.
Alright guys, this is going to be the first video back from Matsuri. Like last week I've been so flat out just with work, just boom boom boom. Finally work's picked up, so as you guys knew, I was like just twiddling my thumbs for the last year waiting for the work to pick back up again. Finally has, so that's bloody good. But you either have lots of time and no money, or no money and lots of time. You know, you either have no money and lots of time, or you have lots of time. Like, what? Why am I saying that wrong? You either have lots of money and you either have no money and lots of time, or lots of money and no time, which is what I'm in right now. You either have money, you either have more money and less time, or less time and more money. It's just one of those things with life. So I'm trying to work hard now, that so when Enzo grows up later, I can like semi-retire and not have to work so hard. So put in the hard yards when you're younger, so that later you can enjoy it, and not like freaking later as in 70. That's just insane. No one wants to retire at 70. So back with the episode. Basically, one of you freaking awesome legends sent me out a parcel in the post. It's been sitting here for a couple of months now. I'm sorry that I haven't got to it, but this legend said, "Hey mate, seen your sim rig video. I printed out some mods for you that helped me improve my rig. The hydro handbrake needs soldering to work. Hit me up for a YouTube how-to link if you need it. Thanks for the free content. Keep up the sweet work." This dude is a freaking legend, eh? He's 3D printed me out a handbrake. Tim, you're a bloody legend, mate. This is like the coolest thing ever. Like, it's a handbrake. This is like the most DIY freaking handbrake you could have. It's 3D printed. That's like, man, 3D printing is sick. I should probably get one, eh? You can do some cool shit with it. Like this guy, obviously, Tim, mate, you obviously know what you're doing. This is quite intricate. It's even got like a logo on it and stuff. That's, man. But let's dive right into this. There is a YouTube video that he sent me as well on email. So I'm going to watch that first and then just follow that and then show you guys what I'm doing. But hopefully we can get the handbrake mounted on here somewhere, and then I can actually use a handbrake and drive this thing. I need a new TV as well. That one's freaking cooked, but it's doing the job. Just got some lines in it. But yeah, hopefully I can drive this and practice for when I go onto the 32, because I do really need to learn how to clutch kick properly. I've gotten really lazy driving the LS1, as you could imagine. There's not much you have to do, so pretty much just letting the car drive me. So I need to like practice and learn how to actually drift properly, I guess you would say. It's more like, I know how to clutch kick obviously, it's just the timing, like getting the timing right, and gear changes. Like I don't even change gear in there setting, I just change down one gear. So there's a lot to pick up on, so because I know that when I go into the 32 it's going to be like a bit of a transition phase. Speaking of 32, I'm about to put the head on this weekend, so get excited for that episode coming out soon. But yeah, let's head down to the shed, take a couple of these parts with us because all the tools are down there, and figure out how to mount this on there, and then we'll give it a whirl, eh? Woohoo! So good to be back down in the shed at Nolland Industries, yo. What's going on? We got a freaking S13 that was a weapon at Matsuri. I hope you guys enjoyed those episodes. The light bar's just hanging down, the bracket broke, so I have to fix that. Other than that, the car's mint, mate. She's mint. So we made it to the workbench. Happy days. We got the gear knob here with a bloody crystal looking thing. This is how it came when I bought it. Pretty cool. But yeah, so let's get right into this, eh? Tim, mate, I can't believe that you printed this out. This is bloody amazing. This is freaking sick, eh? Like, honestly, this is the coolest shit ever. don't know how it works yet, but I'm thinking that that's where the handbrake goes, and it just hits a little trigger in there or something. Yeah, it's like glued in. This is really cool, hey? Like, you can do some really cool shit with 3D printing. I didn't know it was this extreme. Like, this is so freaking cool. I guess that's the handle. That's, man, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm definitely gonna watch the tutorial. This is just the coolest shit ever. Alright, so I quickly just watched a YouTube video. I'll just skip through it. Basically just pull it all apart, and you have to solder these two wires onto the circuit board, and then I think that it's onto like one of these buttons here. That's what it seems to be. And then when you go into Assetto Corsa or any game that you're running and you set up the buttons, you just press this red button as handbrake, and then every time you pull this lever, it's gonna hit the switch here, which shorts out this button. So you'll be using the handbrake, but it will be through a lever. So that's really cool. Found out that this part here, that's just for the gear stick. So that's why I was like, what the heck is this? But yeah, that makes sense. So that's gonna go on there. But yeah, I'm just gonna figure this out now. Little time lapse. If you wanna know how to do this exact same mod, I'm going to leave a link in the description to an actual video on how to step by step, because it's a pretty good video. There's no talking, which I always, it sucks when people don't talk in their tutorials, because then you got to read like the steps, and it's, I don't know. I like it when someone explains it to me, but yeah, I'm not going to go through and explain it to you guys because I'm just learning it myself. I don't really know what I'm doing. But it should be pretty straightforward. Just got to unscrew everything, and then hopefully it goes back together with no leftover screws. Let's get this, let's get it going, eh?
Yeah, we're not too far off from releasing these albums. Yeah, tell them motherfuckers go ahead and play it. Homie, we made it. Line up my old bitches, believe that we dated. I call out my homies, we leaving for Vegas. They come back with triple, we flip what we making. The shit is amazing, but no, it ain't front. I made a request for whatever I want. You make a reserve and just hope it ain't gone. The shit is a shame, I just level my coins. I carry the team, I feel pain in my joints. I'm speaking the truth, but y'all don't get the point. I bring up the issues, you don't want that noise. I don't want to dish you a ticket to boy.
Wow, literally couldn't time that any better. My time lapse on my camera, G7x does this time lapse feature, and it goes for 15 minutes, and it literally took me 15 minutes exactly to pull this apart and then hold the freaking circuit board up. That was pretty weird. But anyway, I just started pulling it apart without breaking it. It looks pretty messy, and yeah, I don't like organizing my screws. I like the challenge of trying to put them back, because that's always a good fun. You know, you got to try and figure it out. It's just yeah, it's not ideal. If you put them in bags, definitely a better idea, but it takes more time. 15 minutes. Like, we're on a roll here. We're on a freaking roll. So basically, this is the like the freaking brains of the operation. This here goes directly. So you got like a touch little button on here, and that goes directly to your buttons on your controller, just there. And then this circuit board, once you hit the button, it goes bing, and then it hits, it goes down the track here, it creates a short, and the signal goes down the track, goes to a chip, and that says, hey, when that button's pressed, we're gonna have to do this, and then it sends a signal onto the computer, and the computer says, hey, that button's been pressed, activate freaking NOS or some shit, you know. Definitely need to put some buttons on my steering wheel for NOS at some stage, because that'll be sick. But yeah, that's basically what happens. So we're just putting on our two wires onto here, just going to solder it onto one of the buttons, and then we should be good. When you're soldering this, it's very, very small, so you have to be pretty careful and not solder multiple pins. So you only want to be soldering just on your pin. If you solder something else, you're going to short it out, and it's just not going to work. So if you're doing this, be accurate with your soldering. You'll figure it out. It's not crazy. It's just having the balls to pull something apart. It's nothing complicated at all. It does look, if you don't know what the hell this is, which I don't, it does look a bit daunting, but yeah, it's nothing crazy. Two wires, plug them back in, and we'll be good. Most of the models should be similar. I don't know how the hell this gear stick is gonna go down. because the one that came off it was just squashed on there. It works, but I don't know how I'm going to go with using this 3D one. We'll figure it out though. And the video doesn't teach you that, so that's going to be shit. But anyway, just going to solder my wires right on here. Ready? Cool, so that's soldered on there. This one here is like the smallest freaking little thing. Like, it's hard to show that, but there's a little, like, maybe a resistor. Nah, is it a resistor? I think it is. There's like a small little resistor there, I'm pretty sure it is. And man, my soldering iron just hasn't got a fine enough point on the end of it. It's too thick to get down in that little bitch. But I heat up the solder first, so like you get it, because they got a bit of varnish or some shit on these when they finish the circuit board. They like cover it to like protect it a little bit. So yeah, you have to melt that first, get it so that it actually melts. Tin your wire, so you have solder on your wire, have a little bit of solder on your soldering iron, and then the way it works, you don't actually use the heat. Well, you do, but you don't. The way it actually all sticks together is the heat transfers through the solder, not the material. So if you have solder on all three things and then you heat it all up together, it'll just stick on there, and you slowly take the soldering iron away. I'm not the best, but that will do the trick. So the other side is soldered onto there, and I don't know exactly where to solder it other than what the video told me, so hopefully that's right. It should be though. And yeah, all the buttons fell out of there, so I'm going to put all these back in there and figure out how that goes in. Slot this back in, screw it up together, and that's the inside part done. And then to figure out this thing. And there we go, I figured it out. So pretty basic, hey? This thing is freaking sick. The handbrake screws on underneath there, and there's a little base plate over there to give it the same depth, so that when you squeeze it to your desk, it's going to clamp evenly. A cable's going up in there. This is the handbrake lever, and he's even given me two options, black or white, for the hydro. Bloody hydraulic lines are fitted under there, mate. And then for the gear stick, there's this other freaking cool looking thing that has rubber bands in there and makes it like heaps more tighter, so it actually feels like a gearbox, which is pretty cool. And before it felt a bit robotic, so I think that's to give it a better feel, and it's probably just easier to use. And then he's also given me like a different option, so I can have black or blue. And put that on there, but I'm going with the black on black. It looks freaking gangster, so I don't need this anymore. There was a bunch of screws that I don't know where they go. There's a couple of rubber bands here for backup. Got to put that gear knob back on there. Just got to get some tape around that, put him on there, and yeah, we're good to go. Let's go test it out, eh? Hopefully it freaking works. Can everyone just drop in the comments below, Tim, you're a freaking legend? Like, write that in the comments. Everyone drop in the comments below, Tim, you're a freaking legend, mate. You're a freaking legend. Like, this is the nicest gift. Just, you guys are sick. Especially, yeah, you guys are freaking awesome. Okay, so we just installed the hydro into the R32. Now, ready to take it for a rip. So, let's go and try this out, eh? Pretty keen to see, oh, Jesus. Pretty keen to see what it feels like. Oh, shit. I forgot to hook up the hydraulic line to the dual calipers at the rear. Nah, it's a rotary. Why do they all sound like rotaries? Why is that my accelerator? But yeah, it works. So when you pull the handle, it's on a lever, and the bottom half, it moves forward and hits the switch. You can hear it click, and that will press the button. So let's actually take it up and see if it works on a Seto. It works on the R32, so hopefully it works on the game. Let's go. And just like that, we now have a fully sick hydro handbrake and a cool ass mod to the gear stick. Let's see if the computer still works. Nope. Probably put the power on first. I've literally not come down and played this in like so freaking long. It's been so long. Hopefully it works. Please turn on. Love when it does that. Yeah, sick. So, we've got some action here. Let's hope there's no spiders underneath the seat. Fully sick. Fully sick. Bap, bap. Rum. Okay, let's fire it up. Okay, this is the moment of truth. I know it's flickering and shit, it's just the camera and the old TV. But it says here, handbrake, waiting for input. Will it work? Oh baby! So, it has selected. I don't know if it's even worth zooming in here. Button, circle. Whatever the hell that is. So hopefully that means that the handbrake is now gonna work. Let's test it out. So sick. So sick. Oh wow, it's pretty tight to get it in gear. Already crashed. The handbrake works. I need to not pull it too hard or freaking snap the thing. The bloody sunlight coming straight through on my eyes right here. But yeah, the gear stick, you just gotta put it in real hard. It feels way more realistic now. It's going to work out the amount of pressure I need. It's very soft. I'm worried I'm going to snap this gear stick, snap the hydro, because you really can't pull on it very hard, and this is very stiff now. So I'm like being stiff with the same hand, and then I'm going to be doing light movements on there. It's going to be a bit to get used to, and hopefully I don't snap it. This thing is fast, man. Well, here's to figuring this out. Really need to be careful. I'm going to snap it. Jesus. Just when I thought I was going to make it around that corner, I freaking hit the rear quarter on another pole, just like the S13. I'm like, not ideal. $360. I wasn't trying to do that. So one thing with this racing simulator is it makes you like really mash the accelerator and be like pretty aggressive with driving. And I've seen Xavier drive this sim, and it just shows you how, because he did a bit of sim as well as car stuff, but it's just like his exact driving style is like exactly how you need to drive this thing. It's different with every different car, and yeah, I really have no idea how to freaking use this thing, so it's going to take like a good amount of practice to get half decent, but the more time I put into it, hopefully it makes me a better driver. So I'm going to practice this for quite a while. I'm going to get as much practice as I can in with this freaking racing simulator thing, and yeah, I hope you liked the video. Make sure you tune in to the next one, because it's going to be freaking awesome. It's going to be hopefully assembling the RB25. Stay tuned for that. Like, comment and subscribe. Tim, you're a freaking legend, mate.